This boy never expected that while everyone else had magic levels in the double digits, even the world's strongest sage was only level 77. He was different. His level wasn't just 1002, and others could only see the last 2 digits of his level. This led people to think of Hatto as a weakling with a level of 2. Then Hatto was provoked by the prince. Hatto didn't really mind. He thought being bullied was nothing to worry about. But the prince felt it wasn't over yet. He wanted Hatto to fight back. Hatto was constantly pinned to the ground by the prince, who kept asking him to resist. When Hatto heard resist, he became interested. Hatto's strength was enormous, thanks to a mistake made by the goddess. When Hatto reincarnated, the goddess promised him great abilities, saying he would become the most powerful person from then on. But Hatto had just reincarnated in this new world and became a prince, only to be thrown out by the king, because magic was the most important thing in this world. Hatto was found to have almost no magical power, and no attributes appeared either. This meant Hatto could only use the most basic barrier magic. If the citizens knew about this, the king would be mocked. So after discussing with the queen, they decided to declare that the prince had died. Hatto had died right after his reincarnation. Others thought it was unnecessary to be so cruel, but the king began to scold them, ordering that Hatto be thrown into the deep mountains. The goddess, witnessing all of this, was shocked. She didn't know where she went wrong. It turned out that the measurement device in this world could only display double digits, but the goddess didn't know that the skill she gave Hatto had reached 4 digits, so the crystal ball only showed the last digit as 2. At this moment, Hatto was already being thrown into the wilderness by the soldiers. How could a newborn survive out here? Hatto suddenly remembered the mage had said he could use barrier magic, so Hatto began to imagine in his mind, and to his surprise, he really conjured up a cube. Magic was easy for the chosen ones, and Hatto could change the shape of the cube using just his imagination. Suddenly, Hatto had an idea. Since he could freely control the cube, he could put it around himself. In the next second, Hatto was lifted off the ground. But this action attracted the attention of the Wolf King. It immediately lunged at Hatto. Fortunately, the cube was strong enough to block the attack for Hatto. Then Hatto conjured more cubes, lifting the trees around him from their roots, and quickly pushing them toward the Wolf King. But the Wolf King was quite skilled. After struggling for a moment, it broke free from the binds. Hatto, seeing that the few trees weren't enough, decided to exert more force. This time, he lifted the entire ground beneath him. The Wolf King was stunned at this, and was too frightened to attack anymore. It surrendered. However, Hatto was confused, thinking he had misheard. He thought the Wolf King had surrendered, but the Wolf King was confused too, wondering why Hatto was still attacking even after it had surrendered. It was at this moment Hatto realized the wolf was speaking. The Wolf King sensed the overwhelming magical power within Hatto, which had even surpassed normal human strength. The Wolf King guessed that this baby was the reincarnation of the Demon King. Although Hatto had been useless in his past life, he didn't want to let the Wolf King look down on him, so Hatto decided to follow along with the Wolf King's words and confirm it. But then he realized he couldn't speak yet, so he created a barrier for himself that could produce sound. When Hatto finally spoke, the Wolf King was so startled that its fur stood on end. It was extremely strange for a baby to talk, but after thinking for a moment, the Wolf King decided it was normal for the Demon King to be able to speak. It immediately laid down on the ground, deciding to obey Hatto's command. Hatto felt it was a pity to kill it, so he told the Wolf King not to attack him anymore. After Hatto said this, the Wolf King was fully subdued. It thought Hatto was so kind, and being the reincarnation of the Demon King, it decided to form a pact with him. Although Hatto hadn't planned on having a pet,